Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to JD Booze. It's your girl, Janey, and I'm in the business of helping you thrive as a professional, student, and entrepreneur newcomer to Canada. And this is Janey of Canada. Today, I have the privilege of welcoming Nneka of Niger, Canada Girl. She's an amazing professional and a fellow newcomer, and I can't wait to share with you her story today. Without further ado, I'm gonna let Nneka hop in so she can introduce herself. Let's get it, girl! Hey.
Yay! Thank you, Janey. Oh my God, Janey, I know we have been talking about, we should do something. It's really going to be cool. A lot of information to share, but there's just been stuff happening, and I'm happy this is finally happening. So yes, like Janey said, my name is Nneka from Niger, Canada Girl, and yeah, we'll be sharing a lot on this episode on Janey's channel. So yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. And guys, don't worry about it. Throughout this video, we'll talk about like her story, how she got to Canada. I want to know more. Honestly, all the questions you have, I have it too. So we're going to ask. We're gonna get deep a little bit. Okay, Nneka, is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay, let's get it. So let's tell the people, how did we meet? Like, how did this conversation even start?
Oh my God.
Do you remember?
Janey, yes, I do.
Okay.
I moved to Canada in April 2018, and at that time I was just this information research junkie looking for information online, and I had gone to YouTube and I had seen this girl. I'm like, oh my God, she's Nigerian too, and she was really giving unfiltered information, things that they're looking for. I think Janey had just come back from church. I think you were doing a live session, a Q&A, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm late. And then you just sat down and then you started answering questions. So after that Q&A session, then I drilled a bit more into your YouTube page, and I'm like, oh my God, so much information. I need to reach out to her. And then I took it to Instagram. I saw your handle, found you on Instagram. Then I sent a message, and then we started communicating. And then we decided to have a face-to-face. I think we met at Eaton Center downtown. It was after work, and we met up there, and then the rest has been history. And she brought me home afterwards.
Oh my God, so that's something you gotta know about me. Like, if I want to meet you, I will find you. I don't care where you are, I will find you and hunt you down. Because I think the first time I even knew about you, Nneka, was when you featured me on your blog. At the time you were doing your blogs, and I'm like, wait.
Yes, that was that too, yes.
And I was like, wait, what? People actually watch my videos, and this was 2018. Wow, 2 years, eh? Well, thank you so much for coming on the channel. I guess let's talk a little bit about like your Canada, Niger to Canada journey. Like, first of all, like, what made you decide to move to Canada?
Well, for me, I had just gotten to that phase in my life where I felt like I needed more options. I had a good career, I was living well, everything was fine, but it always seemed like, what next, you know?
Gotcha,
and
exactly.
I already had a master's degree. I was already thinking, do I go study again, just get another master's just for the sake of moving out? But I'm like, there should be other ways. And then I started researching. I found out about the express entry program that allows skilled workers move to Canada. And then I did a whole lot of research how it works. And then I started finding out, oh my God, there were actually people I knew who had done this like way back. So I started reaching out to them. And so the whole need to just, step into something more, get that international exposure. I just started being a local champion. So I just thought, yeah, this is it. So, that's why I wanted to move.
And so you worked your network, asked more questions, found answers, and then DIY'd your way here, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so I know, guys, if you had watched my video one time where I interviewed Tunde Tash, Tunde and I are very big on the student to permanent resident experience, and there's so many pros about it. But here we have Nneka, who had PR or express entered her way straight up from Nigeria here. So we're going to get towards the end of this video. If you wait to the end, you actually get to see our opinions and pros and cons on both of them. But I guess let's talk a little bit more about now your journey throughout. So since you've been in Canada 2 years now, like, tell me things you love about it and things you hate about it. I guess maybe
Oh
we
my
could start
God.
with telling people where you live right now, specifically in Canada, before the Canadians come from America and be like, Toronto is not Canada.
Okay, yes, definitely. So I live in Toronto in Canada, and I actually landed in Toronto. I think somehow if you land in a city where you happen to have friends or you start off there, I did not know I wanted to stay here permanently, but landing here and having people, to help me settle in. So I was starting from where I was. So I just found myself being here. And the experience was really great. First of all, I was still in awe of oh my God, the grasses are so green. Everything is so low. I was first in awe and going
I remember
out
the first time I
every
saw
day.
CN Tower, I was like, Jesus!
So for me, the first few days I was still in that euphoria of wow, this is the abroad, and it's home. I'm not just visiting this time,
Yeah,
it's
it's
home.
different. It's different when it's home. Like you're coming here to stay versus you're here to take pictures for Instagram and go into it.
Exactly. So the first few days, that was what I was about. And later on, I decided, okay, now it's time to get to work. I mean, I need to start getting paid. I also noticed that Canada is great, but like every other developed country that works, taxes work for the people. So I need to get a job so that I'm able to, pay my rent, pay my taxes, and, just pretty much survive. So I think the first experience I had in looking for a job was my first hit of realization. Like, wait, what? My resume was not just going to work for me. I had to attend seminars on how to adjust my resume to the Canadian style, how to network.
Yes, I think I'm going to do more videos on that for sure.
Yeah, I think in one of Janey's videos, she actually said it's like a dance, like a date.
Yes, so, it's a date. I think, and there's also little things that we don't remember or think to apply, because I remember when I was doing my recruitment gig, when I was still working in recruitment, people will still use in Nigeria, dear ma, dear sir. I'm like, that's very professional, but that's the first indicator to a Canadian that this one is not from here. Yeah.
So I realized really quickly that I had to start networking, approaching people on networking websites like LinkedIn to tell them who I am, where I'm from, how I'm here and what I'm looking for, and not just ask them for a job, like ask more about what they do, their industry, how long they've been here, just ask for coffee meetings. So I was meeting people every other day over coffee, and they're really generous enough to actually grant you that time. They'll meet with you over coffee where you tell them about your experience. So the whole aim then for me was just to, network with people who could potentially help me out along my career. I mean, I was looking for a job, but I wasn't just putting it out there. So for me, that was something I had to get used to. I actually attended like a 2-week seminar. Like I was going there from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day.
Wow. From arrival, how long did it take you to now get your first official job? Because I know people always ask that question.
I got my first job in June.
And you arrived in April?
Yeah, I arrived in April. I got my first job in June.
Okay, and how did you find that job?
Well, I actually saw an opening online and I applied. Now, I would like to call this somewhat a survival job. Like, it wasn't really like working in a factory or anything. I was actually like an email, you know how you chat with bots online for an energy company. So like I was that person. I'm responding to emails, responding to chat requests and all that. So for me, it was just like my first step, like, you know what, I need to try to get a job, because I found that the longer I stayed out of a job, the more there were, the more gap there was in my resume. So I'd given myself like 3 months to try and get into my field. And I'd said, okay, if after 3 months I'm still not getting into my field, this is what I would do, which is what I did at the time. And then it also gave me time to reevaluate, like, do I want to continue in my field? Do I want to tread on another part? So I stayed in that organization for about, I think, 8 to 9 months when someone had told me, hey, like, I think you should give insurance a shot. I know you're in digital marketing, but insurance here is really big and all that. And I'm like, really? Okay. So I applied for an insurance role and I went through the stages of, it's a claims role, like a claims adjuster role in an insurance company. I went through all the stages and I got hired. And then for me, it was just like, oh my God, like this is actually huge. Like there were so many departments, and it was a really good organization. So I just thought, okay, I could actually build from here.
Liking the video so far, please subscribe.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So I guess then it now brings back to this question. With your 2 years in Canada, comparing it to your home country, Nigeria, what are the things you love about Canada and what are the things you hate about it?
First of all, the very first love I have is that there is power.
Electricity 24/7.
When I
think we
first
take that
came
one for
here,
granted, yes. Okay. And
Anyway,
okay, what
but more
else?
seriously, I like that first of all the system works. There is just something about knowing that, like, we get taxed. Everybody knows here in Canada we get taxed really much. Like, it's a lot of tax we're paying. But then it's hard to complain because you're seeing how it goes into the system. You're seeing it taking care of your health care. And the fact that, like, even the way, let's talk about a comparison between how you're treated in the workplace in Canada versus in Nigeria. You know, like, you're challenged to come up with your ideas. You know, you could just walk to your boss and say, hey, I want to run something by you. Like, there wasn't that fear. As a matter of fact, there are certain things your boss cannot say to you. If not, like, there are higher bodies you can escalate to. I'm Nigerian. Like, I've seen Nigerians my entire life. I like the exposure of meeting people outside my culture. That was something that was mind-blowing for me.
Thank you so much.
You know, and I also liked the access I have to, like, the first thing I did here was that I registered with the library. Why did I register with the library? It gives me free access to lynda.com. So see all these online courses, they are free.
Yes, thank you. I actually had that, and guess what? I only found out about that like last year, and I've been in Canada 5 years. Information is power, I'm telling you. So I came to Canada as a student in 2015, and after a couple years of studying, actually too many years of studying, 3 whole years of different programs, and a work permit, I applied for my permanent residency, and now I'm a permanent resident. You guys saw my videos, I explained that in detail on the whole process, if you want to watch that. However, Nneka has already been a professional. She's graduated with her master's, has been working in Nigeria, her home country, and then she applied for her PR before coming to Canada. And I always talk about the student route being a little better, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on why you use the route you use and why it's better, or the pros of it.
Okay, let's start with the pros of the Express Entry Federal Skilled Worker Program. And I'll be talking about it in relation to when I did it, right? So at the time when I went through the Express Entry process, it was really straightforward. The cutoffs were not as high, and all you really had to do was to have work experience. It was a point-based system where if you had work experience, someone like me that had a second degree, it really put my points high up there, and then you have to write the general training IELTS exam. So there are just a list of things you had to have, and as long as you have that, it's almost guaranteed because it's point based. So each of those things give you a certain point. So those points will definitely be above the cutoff, and then you just know, oh, I've gotten this. It's just a matter of time before they send me my official invitation. You know.
So knowing what you know now about your PR experience and what it is like as a student coming into Canada, would you still go with the Express Entry route you did?
Well, I still would, and the only reason I keep saying I still would is that I already had a master's. I was tired. Like, I didn't even want to read signboards. Like, I was tired of reading. Like, I did not want to study anymore, right? But if I did not have my master's, I definitely would have gone the student route. Now, let me tell you another thing which, my border on the con side is, when you come here as a student, what it means is that you would be educated here. You would have classmates who are educated here. You would have, because a lot of people who come here as permanent residents, they eventually have to go back to school.
Yep.
Because they find that the education they have might not be sufficient to take them to where they want.
The next level sometimes.
For example, like, I have a marketing background. Even though right now insurance is looking good, but I might want to go back to marketing sometime. Do you get? So I had to take a marketing course. I'm still taking that course actually. I think the student route just gives you already that first step that a lot of people would have to revert to. And I always say it's different for people. For some people, they come here and bang, they just get back into their industry. For some other people, they need to step back, go back to school. So in that regard, I would say the coming here as a student gives you an edge because you have an internship. You're already making networks, you're already meeting people. And, you know, from interning, you could just get into a full-time role.
Amazing. Yeah, so I'll just add to that. That's actually all true. So I'll just add to that it really depends on the stage of life you are in, right? So if you don't have a job currently and you probably just finished your undergrad or a postgrad, but you want to do another, it's a perfect reason to come as a student. Or say you want to come as a peer, but you don't have enough points and you've been trying forever and IELTS just doesn't seem to get you there. Maybe the better route is to come as a student then, because then you know that you can eventually get your PR. I'd love for this conversation to continue because I know that I have a lot to ask Nneka and we can talk for days, but unfortunately we've come to the end of this video and I really want to thank you guys for sticking through to the end. And Nneka, do you have any final words, anything to say before we send the people over to your channel?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm happy you guys. I mean, thank you for watching. I'm really happy Janey got me on here. Janey, thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on your channel. Whatever stage you are in your process, whether you're already here, whether you're still in the process, just keep at it. And I also think you should always reevaluate your current strategy. Like, you should always step back after a bit. If it's not working, look for what you can do differently to, you know, just get you out of that place you're in where you don't want to be.
Thank you so much, Nneka. And if you need any help with any of that, feel free to read information in my description box and we can point you to some good resources. Thank you guys so much for coming out today. I hope this has been very helpful and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Have a good one.